Hi, Gerhard Bloom, once again looking at the tyranny and the delusions of the social justice movement. So as Israel is being attacked on all sides, from the Houthis at the south of the south of Israel, being attacked from Syria and Iraq, and yes, north from Lebanon. The Biden administration keeps calling for ceasefires and restraint and de-escalation. They have this exactly wrong. There was peace, there was a ceasefire on October 6th. That ended with the brutal and murderous assaults that Hamas engaged in on October 7th. And October 8th, Hizbollah started launching rockets into Israel, absolutely unprovoked. Well, shows solidarity for those poor, oppressed murderers in Gaza. As a result of those rocket attacks, Israel has had to evacuate tens of thousands of people, around 100,000 people from northern Israel. And they've been out of their homes since October, right? And yes, Drew's children killed on a soccer field by Hezbollah. And the Biden administration, slow-walking military ordinance and calling for restraint. Why don't they call restraint on the side of Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis? No, absolutely ridiculous. So at any rate, I did a video on this, so I don't want to go too much into repeating myself. But yes, Israel, the pager attack, right? Nasrallah told his terrorist thugs, stop using your cell phones because, your calls are being intercepted. They switched to cell phones. Well, thousands of them went off, killing and maiming hundreds of murderous thugs. And then they switched to radios, walkie-talkies. Yep, they went off too. Eliminating many senior fighters, many senior leaders. And then, just shortly after that, because, comms problem will meet. Well, in a major meeting, boom, yep, Israel targeted them. The advanced intelligence network that Israeli runs, unbelievable, absolutely astonishing. And most recently, before I skip ahead, on the cusp of Hezbollah launching a major rocket attack, Israel launches a decisive preemptive attack, taking out hundreds of rockets, missile silos, and over the course of the last week or so, they've been absolutely taking out all sorts of munitions in Lebanon. Perfect. Well, just Friday, they remove Hassan Nasrallah. He's joined all the other martyrs burning in hell now. Yep, Hassan Nasrallah running as General Secretary of Hizbollah for the last 30 years. In addition to Nasrallah getting taken out, all sorts of very, very senior commanders eliminated. This is going to severely impede command and control and communications, right? They already taken care of the communications. Now the command and control absolutely decimated. And in terms of munitions, but Hezbollah remains a very dangerous force. They're much larger, much better trained, much better armed and equipped than Hamas. But Israel needs to finish this thing. Oh, what about a peace guarantee? What about a ceasefire? Again, I mentioned there was a ceasefire. And previous to this, the United Nations was supposed to guarantee a buffer zone between southern Lebanon and Israel. Guess what? The feckless, useless UN did nothing. And yep, Hezbollah has spent since 2006 digging tunnels into the mountainsides, rearming, re-equipping, and training, right? So there's no guarantees, but a victory. And I remind the reader, right? Hezbollah has been an enemy of world peace, a vicious terrorist organization for decades now. 1983, Beirut barrack bombings. Yep, killed 241 Marines and almost 60 French soldiers. That was Hezbollah. 1992, it attacked Israeli embassy in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Killed nearly 30 people, injured over 200 people. 1994, Jewish Community Center, once again, Buenos Aires, killed 85 people. 1996, Cobalt Towers, Saudi Arabia, killed 19 American servicemen. It kidnapped the CIA station chief in Beirut, kidnapped him, smuggled him off to Iran, tortured for over 15 months. The man died of a heart attack as a result of this. So how is it that any American administration should be calling for restraint when clearly, there's no better time, a better moment for Israel to launch an invasion, a ground invasion into Lebanon? And I mentioned this is not going to be easy, but very often in life, the easy things aren't a possibility. They're not an option on the table. Some things in life, the hard things, need to be done. And I see absolutely no alternative. There's a couple of factors here. Remember that severely eroded command, control, and fighting capacity severely disrupted. And Israel needs to be in no rush. Continue to erode the missile sites, the launching sites, taking out leaders as it can. But it needs to go in there and clear out this rat's nest. Also the fact that northern Israel is already evacuated. Great news. That does not mean Israel is immune from rocket attacks launched from Lebanon. Hizbollah has kept its largest and most advanced weapon systems on hold. So yeah, it's going to be a dangerous fight. The other thing is the green machine has already spooled up. These guys are well trained. They're well versed. Any of the cobwebs has long since been thrown off that machine. And there's every indication that Israel is planning to go. So God help Israelis if the United States tries to put the brakes on this, impedes necessary armament shipments. At any rate, this needs to happen. It needs to happen in opposition to this. The only other option, some ceasefire, that there's no military force on earth that is willing to maintain, right? Hezbollah will simply rearm, regroup, restaff its senior positions, and acquire more advanced training. Well, all those seniors, people think these senior leaders, right? Senior military leaders and all of this, you can just replace the guy down the street. Hey, you want to be the Secretary General? No. Iran has spent decades funding and training these guys. And they have, as the list suggests, some very advanced training and operational capabilities. Well, those capabilities have been severely eroded. Now is the time. Now is the time. Sure, Israel needs to soften the battlefield as best it can, but then it needs to do the hard work of clearing out that rat's nest. Anyways, thank you so much for your time and attention. Prayers for the people of Israel and those soldiers. And do check out my book, Deconstructing Social Justice. I will explain to you why these Marxist social justice warriors support the fascists, that is Islam, right? Otherwise, it's incomprehensible. It takes some explaining. And the rest of the social justice nonsense. And do check out the rest of this video library. I'm sure you'll find it engaging, right? Not a lot of color commentary, but, I do the best I can on a limited budget. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Do drop a thumbs up. Gratifies my fragile male ego. Not important because I wrote the book. That book, Deconstructing Social Justice, it's important because the issues are important. Thanks so much for your time and attention. Bye-bye now.